Hi, Fred Ermlich here, and I'm trying to talk to people on Medium without Medium knowing it. And unless they're going to watch this video, well, I don't even care. I'll take the risk. Medium's every month, a one-way trip. My money goes to Medium. And during the recent years when I could have been earning money, they wouldn't allow it because I live in a foreign country where the majority of the people are uh, well, mixed heritage, Spanish, Native, Indian, African, just like me. And all the white people, well, all the people came from Africa. Medium doesn't get that. And they're ageist and they're capitalistic because they sure take all my money. And every time I hit publish on something, every time I hit publish, I have to see this splash screen that says I'm not eligible for the partner program, which translated means that I live in a brown country, and the only brown country that they accept a couple of Asian ones and Mexico, which is practically part of the United States. I grew up in Santa Barbara, and back when I was a kid in the early '60s, it was a Mexican town. And that's why I like Latino culture because they were great. Okay, so there's some writers at Medium who have tried to send me money, Kofi, a cup of coffee for $5 or whatever, and they tried. They sent money and it didn't come through. And I just checked my Kofi and it's like I took it back off my bio because it isn't working. And the truth is, I looked into other World Remit and all these other programs, and in the end, in Panama, the only thing that works is Western Union. So let's see. So I'm begging for money because um, I had my rice and beans um, and I broke up some pieces of bread that my neighbor gave me. And I have enough to eat a little more tonight, and then tomorrow I'm back to having zero, zippo, no food, and it'll stay that way for over a week until I get my $850 Social Security. But paying for internet and paying my $200 rent, which I know that's a good deal in American dollars. And my Social Security is not much because it's survivor's benefit from when my wife died. And I'm probably going to switch all that over to Costa Rica, my Social Security, and then they'll arrange my banking here. But the problem is there's no postal service here. The reason Kofi doesn't work, the reason nothing works, is that, okay, my address is number 25. That's it. Number 25, Los Bosques. That it's a irrelevancy. You can just say Freddie's house in Los Bosques, and all the cab drivers, the bus driver, the police, everybody knows who I am and where I am. I know where I am, but there's no address. I mean, I can string together and say number 25, Los Bosques, Las Tablas, Los Santos, Panama. That's the whole direction. And I have a phone, camera doesn't work, and it's kind of smashed up. But I have an email. Okay, and it's backwards on my screen. I don't know what it is in your world, but it's a backwards country. Ask Medium. I can't make it turn the right way. There we go. Gargoylplex at protonmail.com. And I need help because I need to eat. I'm getting too old for this shit. Plus, I'm making videos and I'm going to start a business doing STEM training. And I made a video and I'm ready to send it to the millionaires. I'm looking for $50,000. And because I figure about $5,000 for cameras and computers. And by the time I'm done, I just know because I've started other projects in the past that if you figure $5,000 and multiply it times 10, it's going to cover everything. And I have lists. I have lists of millionaires and rich people. I have hundreds of names that I've collected off the web, and so um, it just plain works. I mean, I have nothing to be afraid of. I've never been afraid. And in the past, I could just get through to anybody I wanted to. I always did. When I worked construction, I'd go to the head honcho of anything, whether I was looking for work, looking for contracts, or resolving problems on a job. Even like I had a bad batch of paint. I used Glidden paint for some huge projects. I was spending at least $35,000 a year on paint. And so I wrote to the president personally, snail mail in Ohio, and he got back to me. He called me or something. It was a direct. I went back and forth with him twice. He that was for standard insurance. We painted a whole suite of offices with a new paint that Glidden made, and it was like I think it was $7,000 worth of paint. But it window boxed when you rolled it and cut the edges. Um, they were different, had different albedos, and so it's called window boxing. And it's when the crystals in the of pigment in the paint um, lie down with the brush and they stand up with the roller. And he refunded all the money and replaced the paint, so couldn't complain about that. And that's how I'll approach fundraising. But if any of you medium writers are going to help me, I just didn't want to put all these details in print. But and Western Union, it's like a long walk. It's way at the other side of town. It's a 2-hour round trip to walk there. And by the time I need to go to Western Union and pick up money, um, I'm hungry, weak, and broke. Uh, Not complaining. And then how do you, let's see, how do I tell you how to do that? It requires the email, the gargoylplex. You have to, and possibly texting to my phone is an alternative using WhatsApp. But the best communication is through the email. Because this computer is held together with masking tape. I don't know how much longer it's going to last. At any rate, if anybody's willing to help me out with $50 to $100, anywhere in that range, or if there's multiple people, then I don't care if it's $10. I have to go into the passport. I have to know the amount of money that's coming to me, and from whom to collect it. So it's not super simple, but it's not super complicated. Well, anyway, this is a 9-minute video, and that's all I have to say. I may encode something in the file name of this video. I can't remember. I just made another one that I will send out to the rich people. And what the heck? This got to be the last big project I'll ever do in my life. And I need to eat, you know. So, hello everybody. Thank you. And yes, I'm Fred Ermlich that writes a lot of silly stuff and some pretty good stuff too. And I love writing. And I'm never going to stop. But I want to do some mentoring because I'm really good at STEM. They taught me when I was 8 years old. President Eisenhower and Congress and the Department of Defense needed people like me. Germans. And I worked a little bit for NASA, not on the Apollo program, but on a radio sound or ultraviolet. And I worked for one of the think tanks, Rand or somebody, on AI. I mean, I was a kid, and I got trained when I was 8 years old in 1961. So, I mean, that's pretty cool. It's good to have those kinds of skills. And I'd like to share it because people are, I mean, don't say this, but people are really dumb out there nowadays. All right. Thank you.